As we began to work on responding to the history mystery for Unit 2, we came to realize it was a little similar to the one we're working on for Unit 3. And given the current concern worldwide with the outbreak of Ebola in West Africa, we decided to stir that ingredient into the pot and maybe let our microbiologist, Dr. Oberg, talk a little bit about Ebola and maybe solicit from you some commentary about the Ebola outbreak and how it may fit into the subject of our course. Craig, talk to us about this. What's happening in West Africa and what are the ramifications of this and where do you see this going?
Oh, thanks, Gene. The Ebola virus is a virus that we're not quite sure where it comes from, which tropical animal. Bats have been implicated after a lot of arduous studies. But it's a virus that's expanding its host range, and one of the hosts that it likes are humans. It's made incursions the last 30 years into the human population a number of times in different areas of Africa, so it appears to be widespread. It's a virus because of its molecular nature that is amenable to mutation, and therefore the possibility exists that it could rapidly mutate into a form that infects humans. It's just very interesting right now. We may be watching and reading through USA Today and on the news the introduction of a new animal pathogen into the human population, maybe for good this time. It hasn't been successful in the past, but it is now. You think about what's happening in West Africa and the conditions there. I think it just kind of reminds me of what medieval Europe was like and other places where sanitation was low, public health was not good, it was difficult to quarantine, it was difficult to control the transmission of this, and we have the same conditions today. This has happened a number of times. You only have to look back to SARS in Toronto or think of West Nile virus and its march across the United States in the last 15 years, transmitted by birds to humans through mosquitoes, to really appreciate what might be happening now. And so I think one thing we'd like you to ruminate on and discuss and give us your thoughts is this the time for Ebola to really make its move into the human population? Will it become an epidemic disease in Africa? And what are the ramifications of that? I look to Gene here and say, part of this course is the historical nature. What could this virus mean outside of the context of just the human suffering?
Well, I think that's exactly what our course is all about. And those of you who have been involved with us now for 2 or 3 weeks ought to have some answers, at least some speculation as to where this could go. I mean, the effects of it politically. President Obama spoke last week at the CDC and worried about the effect of Ebola in West Africa and the destabilization of these countries if this thing really got out of hand over there. So there's that concern, economic concerns, all the kinds of things that we've been talking about in the course so far and that we're going to be talking about later. Historians like to believe that we instill a little prescience in people, the idea that maybe if you understand how disease has affected folks in the past, politically, economically, et cetera, that maybe we can have a little bit better sense of what it might do in the future or what it's doing presently. So yes, Craig, I think this is a big breaking story. We have no way of knowing where it's going to go. You and I laughed a little bit last week as we were having a chat that some politicians overreacted to some previous worries. Gerald Ford and
the swine flu.
I know President Obama must be a little concerned that he might be overreacting. On the other hand, we may all be underreacting. So that's what we're doing in the course.
Exactly. So we welcome your thoughts and look forward to reading them and responding.